Hey everybody, it's your boy Big Daddy Dominic Alvarez, and I'd like to let you guys know a couple of things. Number one, this episode this week is actually a two-part episode, so you're getting the first one this week, and keep tuned in here because you'll get the next one next week. So keep it here on MOD4UP. And number two, this episode is brought to you by Flow Roll Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. If you have any kind of questions, thoughts, if you ever wanted to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or get into mixed martial arts, or you want to learn a little bit of self-defense to get that confidence going, to build up your self-esteem, this is the place to go, I'm telling you. It's ran by a man named Ricky Nunez, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Just let me give you a little bit of a background here. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has about 16 years experience in martial arts. He's done wrestling, he's done Jiu-Jitsu, he's done Jeet Kune Do, and he's done grappling, okay? What they do down there is they do you do competitions down there. They have a really good team. You can learn Jiu-Jitsu, you can learn self-defense, and you can all around have a good time down there. It's one of the funner jiu-jitsu gyms that I've ever been to, and it's very educational as well. So they really go hand in hand when you're on the mats and stuff like that. They're very welcoming. They've always treated me very well, and it's the same with Mike. Ricky is just a stand-up guy, and his team is just a really, really great team. So if you want to learn any kind of self-defense, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, if you have any kind of questions, inquiries, anything, you can hit Coach Ricky up at 619-415-5305. One more time, 619-415-5305. You can find them at 852 Jackman Street out in El Cajon by Turner's and the Rock Church. They're open 4 days a week, and that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. During the week they're open from 5 p.m. to 9, and on the Saturday it's 9 a.m. to 11:30. So go ahead, give them a shout out. You can find them on Facebook at Flow Roll Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and Instagram Flow Roll BJJ. And the man down there is named Ricky Nunez. Good dude. I can't say enough good things about him. I'd like to thank him for sponsoring this show, and I hope everything goes well for him and you if you decide to do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So thanks for listening to the show, and I'll catch you cats later. Okay, now I am. But yeah, that's why I don't do it. I prefer not to.
I mean,
but if you really do want us there, I'll be there, and we'll do some cool things. I think if we put our heads together as we can do and have done in the past, I'm sure there could be something for all three of us. That benefit is not just to benefit each other as far as business or whatever it is, but just to have fun. So,
isn't that what you're trying to do?
I love having fun doing podcasts, man. I mean,
See, and this is the thing that I talk to him about all the time. Like, where do you want to take the podcast? Like, where do you want to go? Because I feel that we are getting pretty, like not big, but we are like getting somewhere with it.
Gotcha.
And I want to know like his mindset on where he wants to take this, because I want to take it like how you're saying, take it out to somewhere like Ramana,
see what you're doing and not just hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes it does turn into just me and Dominic rant.
That's basically what it is, and that's what I've heard in the last few days.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where we're kind of at. I'm not gonna say a stale run, but like. We do repetitive. We're getting into repetitive thing, and that's where we're brainstorming as we speak on different stuff that we can do with the show, and that is one of them. And I have to agree with Sia on this one. Is like we can go to Ramana, we can do one of his training sessions, but not so much like commentating. Okay, he's picking up.
That's not what I meant by yes, the literal word commentary. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Cialci is now pouring his espresso. I didn't mean it like that. It was just,
but just having
just
a podcast
there,
as
it's just I'm not here. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just there's
so you're just comfortable.
It's yes,
comfortable
I am.
Here.
Yeah.
So,
and again,
let me go back to what you just said.
Sure.
You said It's not about getting out of your comfort zone, yet you're comfortable doing things here in your own little box.
In your zone.
Don't call it a little box, okay? This is a man room, okay?
If I look around,
that's some woman. That's woman
around,
stuff there, Cialis. That's woman stuff. You say you and your little weightlifting community there, Cialis. Okay, what if I just said that? What if I said you and your little Ramana?
Listen,
Okay.
I am no longer in a 10 by 10. This
is
a 10 by 12.
It's a little
I
box.
don't like this. It always every time we have a guest on, it turns into a Dom shit fest. I don't like this.
Well, you called it. I agree with you.
But no, I think
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I think eventually we will get out of this, 10 by 10. It's just a matter of like, we want to take the necessary steps and make it perfect. We don't want to come out and just...
Listen, you guys have been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you stay with truth to yourself and what you just said. Now you're backpedaling. What you just told me earlier when he walked away is that you want to move forward.
No, we want to move forward.
Wait. Yeah, you do want to move forward. Now you're backpedaling by simply saying, but we want to take it slow. How slow do you need? You've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I get that, but I think there's...
We want to move on, but we want to take the right steps.
Right.
We don't want to just...
we can move forward by taking the right steps, or we can just jump. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
Oh,
No.
You don't.
I left my phone outside so we can have a conversation.
Man. What?
Okay, no,
I'm turning his mic off.
No.
Gotcha.
There.
Get good.
So yeah,
go good. So,
but yeah, you can either jump into danger, which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because that's how I think great businesses start and succeed. Or you can take that like, okay, let's take some nice steps and test the water because like almost like when Bear Grylls does it, he always says, I can walk down a mountain, a snowy mountain all I want, but there's mountain or snow builds up, and you can step literally in the between cracks of a mountain and you'll die. Even though it looks like it's solid snow, it smells like it acts like it, it's not. And that's where, we have gone to live podcasts on request. It's like, sure, we need to get out and we need to do it. And it was absolutely bogus. So we tested those waters. Gotcha. Those waters were unsure. Not only were they unsure, they were murky as what. So you find another pond.
Gotcha.
And we're still moving upriver. It's just, I think, the correct way of doing it.
What is the correct way of doing this?
Well, we don't know yet. We haven't tested those waters yet.
2 years and you're still testing.
Not testing, but...
Whoa. No. I'm just...
correct.
I'm going back
in
to
2 months.
All I
year
do
and a
is
few
listen
months.
to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And if you're saying you've been testing for 2 years and you haven't taken a step forward and you haven't figured a way, then you're comfortable. Admit that to yourself that you're comfortable doing exactly what you're doing now, so that way I can move on with life.
I would say I'm more, yes, to an extent. I would agree with you to an extent. Yes, I am comfortable in the room, doing my podcast, putting it out there every Friday. Yeah.
Well, you should say something.
Oh.
I am Xiaoxi.
Yeah, well, I was gonna, but we just got into it. Like I like doing that. And normally I'll do this and.
Okay, let me go back. Let me ask you guys a question. Which Xiaoxi do you guys want to talk to? The 25, the 35, or the 46?
I didn't know there was an option, to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
I would like to. I would like to talk to my friend.
No.
I don't know what age he is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Our friendship started at a certain age and ended at a certain age, and it's slowly progressing forward.
Yeah. How about we split it up then? How about we have fun, and then because usually we'll have fun and then we'll go
only because you guys know me up to my late 30s.
Right.
You want me as that person, that fun person up to that age.
Right.
So is that the person that you guys are looking to? Or you guys are looking to the 46-year-old?
I'll let you. I guess. I mean, I'm not one to. That's a weird question.
It's not a weird question.
It is not a weird question.
No, it's not.
Not a weird question.
It's
because you know me. I've known you for since how long?
I was about 16, 17 years old.
16, 17. That's a long time ago.
I say I'm 33 now.
For me, I want to talk to you as the person you are now. We can reminisce on the past and all that stuff, but you now, I want to know you now.
So, hey everybody, welcome to Modesty for Ugly People. It's your boy, Big Daddy Dominic Alvarez. Of course, joining me, Mike, what had happened was,
What up?
we have a very special guest in the house today. I mean, you guys are watching live. I hope you guys are commenting and all that stuff. We don't have a hookup or anything because I'm too lazy. And we have a very special guest.
That's about the story of your life. Lazy.
You know what?
Trevor!
I was going to give you a nice intro, but now. But no, he is the founder and still running very hands-on with his business, Raw Mana Fitness. Is there a rawmanafitness.com still?
That's it.
Yeah, okay, so rawmanafitness.com. If you follow him on Instagram, which is Raw Mana Fitness, at
Raw Mana Fit.
At Raw Mana Fit. You can find him and everything you need for fitness and unleashing the beast, is what he would say. And it's not the stereotypical gym. No, because this gym has rocks and logs. And when I mean
it's
by
raw
rocks
mana.
and logs, it's really truly rocks, boulders, logs, and just getting in there.
Yeah, back in the day, you didn't have an elliptical.
No, you didn't have any of that. So
the
the founder and the Kumu of Kaleo Onalani Polynesian dancers for how many years now?
Going on 20.
20 years being a Kumu, and just, he's been my friend for more than 15 years, maybe close to 17 years. This guy's been my friend, my mentor.
Our friend, our mentor. What a dick.
Bam out. How you doing, Cialci?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for being here. I called Cialci just because we want to get out of our comfort zone, and because we're reaching out to people now. It's just not like people coming up to us, hey, I would like to be on the show. I like to listen. Okay, cool. And that's just kind of how we did it. But Mike was like, Dom, you need to start pushing this. And I go, all right, you're right. So I started reaching out to a lot of people that, that will do it. And I don't think we'll have a big head about it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't think Cialci will be, obviously. And then there's a couple other people lined up now. I'm like, wow, this ball is actually getting rolling. This is really cool. So I'm like, now I'm actually starting to feel like it's not just a podcast between two friends. We're actually doing something for some other people too. And they're hand in hand.
Yeah, we actually got our first sponsor.
Yeah, yes. Wow. So this episode is I'll do it in the very beginning, but yes, it is sponsored by Flow Roll Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you have any questions, you want to learn about self-defense, or you're curious about jiu-jitsu, you've seen the UFC, you've seen mixed martial arts and stuff, this is the place to go. You go to @FlowRollBJJ on Instagram. You can hit him up with any kind of questions, inquiries.
Facebook also.
Can you bring up his website? Or just his Instagram? I think it's 852 Jackman Drive in El Cajon. Hit him up with anything. His name is Ricky Nunez. He's a brown belt under the Joe Moriera umbrella. If you can look up all his background and where he gets his brown belt. He's a legit brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's very good with all his students, kids, wives. He teaches women's self-defense as well. And the guy is he's all on it right now. He's at a tournament with his students today, and I hope everybody
Good luck,
does
Taylor.
well. Good luck, Taylor.
Yes.
And everything. So, yes, our first official sponsor. We'll have a better shout out than that, but I'll do it in the beginning of the show.
Awesome.
But going back to so we're inching towards where you're talking about, where we need to branch out and get out of this room, which we're getting there. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you're right. We are in a comfort zone, and we're trying to get out of that. We're trying to break it.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. With him, it's kind of hard because I tell him hey, we need to start we got Snapchat we never use, we got a Musical.ly we never use, and it's let's get the ball rolling with those things.
See, we'll do stuff, and it's that's not good enough. You know what I mean? It's not fun enough. It's not funny enough, or it's not as educational as we'd like. So it's delete. We'll, you know what I mean? We'll go at it. Go we were doing a couple promo videos. Didn't like it. It was just that's not good enough. That is nowhere near good enough to where we can put it out. And
we're victims of being our own worst critic. We're victims of being our own worst critic.
I've said it on plenty of shows and stuff, but my wife goes, dude, you are your worst enemy. Yep. You can win gold in the Olympics, and you, of all people, Dominic would go,
what happened wrong.
Still, I could have done this instead.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And she's like, you're hypercritical of yourself, and you shouldn't be like that. You do good things, and you do them well. And I'm like, but that's not good enough. I don't know if that's a psychology thing. I don't know if that's a Kumu saying 100 squats more, or I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just. There was one thing that, there's a lot of things that stick in my head that you've taught me through dance. And one of them was the dance Maui. Now, I've asked you what your favorite dance was. It was Maui. And if you guys don't know, you can YouTube Maui, Kalea Onalani.
Not Moana Maui, the actual Maui.
Not The Rock. But I asked you what your favorite dance was. You answered. And I go, what? Like, we've had way better dances. I don't get why that's your favorite. But the answer you gave me was, it could always be better.
That's it.
And for some reason, every time I did Maui thereafter, it was never good enough.
That's it.
Never good enough. And I was so, I don't know if, I mean, now that I think about it, I shouldn't have been mad. I should have been like, okay, that was a new level, but there's another one. Instead of, that wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and
there's a psychology
we took that with us
there.
in life. Like now, with anything that we do, it's like, it could be better. It could be better.
That's it.
You know, even if we put our 110%, it's like, at the end, it's like,
there's 111.
There's something else
112.
that I could have done right.
Mathematically, that's impossible. But I'm just saying, 100% is it. You cannot fill a jar 110%. Okay, see? So those extra 100 squats, go fuck yourself. Okay. But those extra 100 squats, that wasn't it. You know what I mean? It was like 400 squats.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are sweating. Yeah. You're not breathing hard though. Throw another 100 on there then. Throw another 100 on that grill. And we're like, what? That's 100, man. And we do it. And it was done. And I don't think we look past that. I don't think we look past we have to do. We should have looked at, we did it. So the psychology of when we were 16 and stuff like that, way, way different than I'm 33 now. But there's still a lot of lingering in there to where that's not good enough. That is nowhere near good enough. Good. I'm not putting that out there. That's not good enough for me and my fans. Two fans. My wife and his girlfriend.
Wait a minute,
Chef Doggy. So you guys, Chef Doggy from Santa Cruz, he's in the house just having a good time. Brought a nice bottle of Glenlivet for us. I told him Salsy's coming on the show. He made a 5-hour drive to hang with his boy Salsy. Awesome what are you guys doing afterwards?
I'll be having my cup of coffee.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
so Salsy.
Yeah, Mike was like, what are we going to talk about?
Dominic fucking talks so damn much. I'm like, we're going to talk about.
Well.
So, like, what do you think? What is your outlook on what he's talking about?
I think what you guys do is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, how do you really feel? now, how about not the person now? Let's go back about 10 years. How about that guy here? See, so is there a switch?
Hold on. Let me go back. What the hell are you guys doing? Really? You've been sitting. Now we're talking about the person.
Yeah. I asked for it.
You've been sitting on this shit for 2 years, and you're still where you started. What the hell are you guys waiting for?
I want to talk to the Salsy now. I don't like this one.
No, seriously. In all seriousness.
Again, we'll
if you've
go
been
back to
stuck
what we're saying.
here for the last 2 years, that means you haven't really grown up here. You haven't done anything to move forward, to better your business, and to grow up here. If you don't grow up here, there's no motion. You don't move forward. You're absolutely stuck at where you're at this moment. You're still in the same spot for 2 years. You haven't moved anywhere. You haven't moved, haven't touched nobody.
Right.
So what are you doing?
That's a good question.
Okay, now let me go back to this new
switch.
Yeah, good. What you guys are doing awesome, but at the same time, you need to progress. You need to move forward in bettering yourself up here. Yeah. Simply sitting here having a conversation, you're stuck with him. You're in his head. You're and vice versa.
Right.
There's more out there than just being stuck in your own head.
Right. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you guys are getting to you're being repetitive.
Yeah.
In what you talk about, it's because that's all you know.
Right.
So you have to find a way to get into your own head and better yourself up here.
That's so crazy you say that. We have to get into our own head. I always thought I was always into my own head.
Get out of your
own head. Find other solutions. Find things that are better than being stuck in your own head.
Right.
Get out of your head.
So on that.
Get out of our comfort zone.
So here, you want to, on that. See, also, you and I was making your coffee earlier, and we started talking. I'm like, dude, this is podcast material. Like, I should shut up, but I was so happy to see you, and it's just like, just like a dam breaking of love and questions and just conversation. And you've been a Kumu for 20 years, and that's head honcho. You know what I mean?
Let's change that. I've been a teacher.
Teacher, I'm sorry.
Or a director for the last 20 years.
Okay, so you've been a teacher director for about 20 years now. And now you started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
you started rolling.
Yeah.
And what belt are you?
I am on my third stripe, third stripe.
Right. So, dude, you have to understand, guys, he's not preaching this just to preach. He's practicing this. So he got extremely out of his comfort zone, which is teacher director.
That's it.
He became a student again. And I think one of the best students you can become is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu student. Good for you. Good for you for getting out of there. And see, that's very inspirational.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
No, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's inspirational. No, see, and I've been telling people on my podcast, our podcast, because I have to hold myself accountable as well. So I started doing the speed bag. I started just hitting it, and I am terrible at it. But I finally got a.
He sends me videos every day.
Like I can do ground jiu-jitsu drills for hours.
I
and it's
remember
no
you
big
used to
deal.
try to pull that on me.
Yeah.
No big deal. But
No big
now,
deal.
No big deal. But now I can hit the speed bag with some kind of comfort. It's like, okay, now, well, what's different? Okay, I practiced and I got a good rhythm, and I got into my head where this is how it's supposed to be, and this is how you're going to do it. You know. So I've watched videos. I do everything I can possibly do to become even kind of good. But now I'm at that stage where it's like, dude, you can do this easy with your eyes closed. So now what? And now I'm in my own head. I'm like, well, now what? Do I hit it harder? Do I hit it faster? Do I go to someone? You know, what do I do with this now? What do I do with this newly acquired skill?
Embrace it. Stick
Embrace
with
it.
Keep
What do
doing
I
it.
do? Do I don't know.
Continue.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna
continue doing what you're doing.
I'm gonna keep doing it, but that was very uncomfortable for me. I'm like, oh God, like I got the rhythm, but what else?
Hey, stop. You're playing with a little rubber ball, and you're getting into it. You're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Don't get too excited.
Oh, okay.
Just punch
But dude,
you a little-
I
a little-
do get excited.
Yeah.
I do. Even that stupid little rubber ball. I'm like, yeah. Well, I think it talked bad about my childhood, and then I have mother issues. It all just comes out because the stupid ball is better than me. You know what I mean?
Well, so you're tapping into something that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's very interesting. You're tapping into this happened in my childhood.
No, I was just joking.
No.
but-
But there's a truth in that
Okay.
because you are who you are.
Oh
because
yeah.
of what has happened. in
And
the past.
I don't have like one of these huge chip on my shoulders because I don't think I have enough time in the world to have one of those. And I love the Diaz brothers. Like they're some of my favorite mixed martial artists to watch. They're very entertaining and they're good fighters. And the thing is, I don't like is they have a major chip on their shoulder. They have money now. They have success now. They have fame now. And it's like, why keep the chip?
Maybe they don't. Maybe that's what they want you to see.
Yeah.
So you think it's a facade?
It's selling, ain't it?
Oh, to me, yeah. I
What-
buy every pay-per-view.
Because we all have a perception of who somebody is.
Yeah.
You have a perception of him. He has a different perception. If we have 10 people here and you ask them simply the same question, we would all have 10 different answers.
About that one person.
About that one person.
Yeah.
Once again, you created that.
Right.
He creates his own. He creates his own.
Yeah.
So it's not the same for everybody. That's just what you created.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure. So that maybe.
No. Not sure. It is.
Okay. Fine. But again, I choose to, yes, maybe there is some childhood issues.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some mother daddy issues.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I'm a mommy daddy now. I'm not going to
Maybe
let
those are
that
the issues you're
define
thinking
what
about
I'm
too?
going to do then,
Gotcha.
And a lot of people do that. A lot of people let that define them. It made me who I am today
That's it.
amongst with a lot of
Definitely.
other bricks and mortar that make the house that is Big Daddy. But
Who's Big Daddy?
More like Big Fatty.
everybody knows who Big Daddy
Big Fatty.
is. Everybody knows who
This has to stop.
Yeah, no. If anything, this locomotive, chugga.
Locomotive,
You see why we don't go nowhere?
This Big Daddy.
Yo,
all
man.
this time, I finally get to meet Big Daddy.
Oh man, Big Daddy's been here, son. Ever since I've been in the front row of Kaleo Onalani.
Wow, you did that.
You gotta take
Man.
4 elevators, and you gotta go through 3 guards and 2 Secret Service. and you got to know the special knock at the end of that just to meet Big Daddy.
Damn right. Damn right. Hell yeah. You want to talk about VIP?
Hey, back
baby.
off. Back off. Don't feed his little head.
This is Jalzy.
Don't eat his big daddy head.
Yeah.
He gets big.
If you're the feeding, if you're the feeder, we're all in trouble here.
Yes. Feed the hate.
So going back to your perception of
Sure.
feeding
So I think you can have the chip on your shoulder. You can have issues. I think that makes you who you are. But as long as you recognize it, and kind of like what you said, you almost lean into it. You're just like, I had bad times. I've had mess ups. I've had this. I have that. But is it going to stop me? No, it's not.
Thank you.
Because you know
That's
what?
exactly how I've been living my life.
Well, I have to go to 9 to 5. There's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 people depending on me. Am I just going to go, I don't want to do this today? I really don't. Because I got whooped as a child. Maybe a little too often. You know what I mean? It's like, but you still need to.
Not
you're,
often.
You're nuts.
Not often.
You're crazy.
Keep going.
You know, but yeah, I think that my mentality is obviously not in everybody else's because I grew up as a privileged mind, privileged life. I had a great childhood. I had great friends that I still keep to this day that have been born and weaved this, basket that is that came from the halal, that came from Kaleo. And we're still good friends. And now not only were we friends, we're actually starting business and we're starting other things. I guess you can call it business, right? I guess you can call it that.
Business.
A little more.
Yeah, it's nice and soft.
Yeah. Right? But it came from your teachings. It came from that little studio on Euclid, and a lot of what I bring to the table now as a 33-year-old still came from when I was 16.
It's it.
You know what I mean? And that's how I think everybody should be, whether it's bad or good, because you either learn from the bad or you get worse.
Well, nobody has the same state of mind.
No,
Like I said,
no. Well, that's what I was saying earlier.
And how they deal with life, everybody deals with differently. But if we all get in our head that what we go through in the past is just the past, and then we can move on move forward and be comfortable with who we are in the past, and allow that part of it just remain at that age. Like when you're 15, 16, you allow that to be okay at that age.
Yeah.
Now you're 30, 33-year-old, become that 33-year-old, not live as a 15-year-old.
Right.
What you went through.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. See, because every time I see you, like visually see you, or even when you called me on the phone, I felt like the 15, 16, so whatever year old,
Gotcha.
But I'm like, I'm not though. I've learned. I'm educated. I'm comfortable with who I am. And now I can talk to Cialci. I'm not going to go so far as to say on an equal playing level or equal plane,
Gotcha.
but I could talk to him as a friend.
Exactly.
I can say no to you, or yes, I do disagree with you, or I accept what you say. I don't necessarily agree with it, but we can move forward as friends, and that's where when you're 20 years old, if your buddy says, no, I don't agree with you, fuck that. You know what I mean? End of friendship. End of friendship. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people just go, hey, man, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
Agree to
whatever.
disagree.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Our relationship is still going to be fine. So, back to what I was saying is like, yeah, I still get that feeling, that Kumu feeling, my instructor feeling, my mentor feeling, but I'm so comfortable with my wife and my children and how I raised them or helped raise them. I'm like, what do I have to hide from this guy? What do I have to prove, and why do I need his approval? I'm like, I already got it.
That's it.
We're friends. What more do I need?
That's it. You don't need anything
I
else
think
but
it
that.
also comes from a different. If I can jump in off the couch here, or out of the other audio
Couch
booth over
surfing.
there, I think that comes from a very dignified area in yourself of respect for Cialci. And even as an outsider coming into the group, like that was one of the first things that I developed with Cialci was a respect for him through you guys, because I saw how much that you guys respect him. So I was like, okay, well, it's okay to, give him that same.
And it's funny because right before you got here, I told Dominic, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to ask you. I don't know what I'm going to say. Because, you know, I'm like...
reverted back to it.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, my God.
He
like,
was so used to being told something.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, like you directed us and we did what you told us. You get out, come in, and, you know, like whatever.
No, it
And
wasn't
it's
get
like,
out, come in, get the hell out.
But
get your
now...
ass back in.
So it's okay. So let's turn this
Let's get back to that.
Let's
get your ass out of here.
Fun.
Now get your ass back in.
So let's turn this a little fun here, okay? So Rich,
I know I'm getting kind of bored with this bullshit.
no,
I mean,
I'm
let's
not.
get
I'm
back to
super
having
fascinated.
this.
I'm so fascinated with this. I'm super fascinated with it. But no, let's get this now. I am 33. This is my house now. You're on my turf now.
You still kick your ass.
Sir, Kumu, my love bug. Okay, so
wow.
So Rich goes, yeah, dude. I think I was, you know, Rich, another one of my mentors, my best friend. You know, I was just like one of my best friends. I'm like, what do you think? I called Salsi and he's gonna do the show, and he's like, dude, that's fucking awesome for your show. That's great. He had nothing but high praises, and he goes, but Dominic. You know, but Dominic, I was like,
Hold your
what's
tongue.
up, honey? What's up? And he goes, don't be shitting all over Seattle. I'm like, me? Excuse me? I would never do that. He goes, dude, you did it in front of the halal. The worst place of worst places to do that to him. I was like, he deserved it, okay? And that's it. So we were tortured by this man. Okay? There's nothing short of that.
That's funny.
We were taught a lot of cool things by Seattle, but
You were tortured into better people.
oh,
Like that you know,
true.
you're an amazing
100%.
person. And partly because of this man over here.
oh,
Wow.
I'd say there's a
Partly
great portion of it.
Yeah.
And you know,
Wow.
so the
Big
whole
portion.
joke of get out, get your ass back in was we would dance and we'd dance and we would sweat. I mean, you want to talk about literal, and I know how to use that word, literal blood, sweat, and tears. You know, our knees were scraped and rug burned to where they just were bleeding. We're just like,
We used to dance
fuck.
on the concrete.
Yeah, on the
and hot
concrete and stuff
concrete.
like that. And so we were so uncomfortable, but Sialsi said go. We went. No questions asked. And so he would say we would dance super hard inside the studio and it wasn't good enough. Or I don't know, maybe it was, but you knew, I don't know, as a dancer, it wasn't good enough. So he'd say, get out. Get the hell out, you lazy son of a bitch. You ain't worth shit. You're the worst dancers I've ever seen, especially Dominic. And I was like, well, hey, isolated much? So we'd get out. We would leave. The girls would go in. They would do their number. I heard not one anger trembling in his vocal cords ever. It was just my like, all right. And then get out. Get back in here. We're like, dude, we just lined up to like fix whatever it is that our
Sialsi
father
didn't
figure
see.
didn't like, okay? So we'd come back in not even 3 minutes later, and he's like, and he'd give us this crazy cockamamie speech that it was just like, did you figure it out? No! You didn't give us enough fucking time to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Get out, get in,
There's something
figure
wrong.
it out.
I don't know
There's
what it is,
something
but you
wrong
better
here.
figure it
Okay.
out.
You know who got the worst of it? Rich and Seku. Because before we even came in, you would pull those two aside. And I'd see the hand gestures.
We'd be outside looking in the glass.
You just, and then you'd walk away and come back to them pointing more fingers in the face.
And we're seeing this outside the window like, oh,
and then
shit.
Me and Mike were like, what do you
Wow.
think he's saying? Like, I hope it's not me. We're just like, holy shit. Like, this is real stuff. But, yeah, and then we'd line up, and then Rich is like, so maybe you don't know this now, but I guess I'll say it. So screw you, Rich, at Hardbarcast.
Throwing him under
So
the
he would
bus.
come back
Wait, I
after.
need Rich to wear this.
So Rich is nowhere near to defend himself. So go fuck yourself, Rich. So he would come back, and after getting just shit on, it's not good enough. And Rich would come back to us and go, I don't know what that was about. I think we're.
I think you need to work on your
ways. And he would just be like, we need to figure something out, because that guy was speaking in tongue.
Yeah.
When he was yelling so much. It was the and all of a sudden it was like, I think he went to Jesus moment. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to make Rich mad, but I guess we gotta do something.
and then
I don't know what to change here.
And the thing is, we come in and do exactly the same thing, and you're like, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's what I wanted. I'm like,
What did you do? And we know it was.
What did you do?
It
What
was
did you do?
beehive of what you do.
What did you do different?
What'd you do?
I did the same shit.
It was a bunch of that. It was a bunch of nonsense between us. So there was a huge gap for what our Kuma wanted and what we did. But it was just a honeypot of just like I think we should. Did you turn left? I think we turned left, right? Because it wasn't a right. I didn't turn right, so everybody turned left. So I turned left.
And then you were like, "Yeah, that's how
That's how it's done." And then just to make sure, you throw something. Just solidify this. That's how it's done. You son of a bitch. And it was just like, holy hell, man. And we volunteered for that. Yeah, we volunteered for that. We were just like, this is my passion.
Every day. Hey, we got practice. We got to go to practice.
Did someone not make it? Oh man, no, that's they should.
Hell no.
Someone needs to go pick them up. Somebody, and we had one car, so Rich was the only one that had to pick them up. So.
Yep. And we dedicated our time.
Oh,
we
man, we
would
dedicated our
not come back.
That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was a lot of fun. Those years were
Sure.
by far.
I mean, now
one
that
of my
you think
best
about it,
Yes, hindsight 2020. It was you helped create a bond that blood can't touch.
Yep.
You know, I mean, yes, the old stupid quote that blood's thicker than water. No, not really. Because I've created a bond with my friends through hula and through just life itself. I've created something, or you've ushered, I should say, into something what it is today. And my wife, she doesn't, she has friends and stuff, but not compared to me. And she always told me, I wanted a man that, or what you are, so
good, listeners. So good.
Wow.
So good.
Like that. So my wife was always, I've always wanted you in the figuratively speaking, with a lot of friends that I wanted my kids to call uncle. And that's exactly what my kids do. There's a ton of Ninos, lots of Ninas, lots of uncles. And it was all through that Euclid place that there was 60 people in a max capacity 13 building.
And we fit like 60.
14 and a half.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, my math is off. I'm terrible. And it ushered in a new era. One of them has his own studio now, doing great stuff. I had the pleasure of dancing with him too. I've had, it was like, trust me, it was very similar teaching. I was just like, because I called him. I was like, okay, CLC. And he got so mad. No. He was just like, don't call me that. And I was like,
today I was at his practice and one of his dancers brings him a Starbucks. I was like, yep. I was like, spoiled ass.
Wow, Richard.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Wow, Richard. Wow.
Man, we had some great times in there.
That's for sure.
And we through the trials, through the tribulation, through everything, we always found a way to laugh. It was always a way to laugh. You know what I mean? And we always, when Salsi was at his peak, just pissed off, as a group, we were like, we have to fuck with him now. We have to do something stupid to break it. Yeah. Or else it was just like, dude, he's going to fucking pop a lid.
No. What you guys didn't understand is everything, the way that I was not taught to teach, the way that I learned to teach, that everything was psychological.
Psychological?
Like how so? Like what?
How so?
Like
what I can do to create you to think a lot more and faster. Yeah? For you to become witty in your mind and in your actions. So the more that I got into your head, the better person you become. Yeah. Because you have to think, and not thinking for yourself, you're thinking about the group and how every single one would respond.
Right.
Because that means you have to pull yourself together. Every single individual have to pull themselves together to make it happen.
Right.
So when you guys came back in and I said, and you in your mind, you done exactly the same thing. But in the person next to you gave it their 115% than the last time.
Yeah.
In your mind, in your 15-year-old mind, you did exactly the same thing. But you didn't understand what was going on in the other person next to you's mind.
Yeah.
And why I saw the difference. Do you understand?
Yeah. And it's cool that you say that because there's every time we dance, Rich and I and Mike and I, we always said, if you can make the person next to you look just as good as you or better.
That's it.
You're doing your job. And and trust me, I always critique myself like, I'm not the greatest dancer. Don't look to me for my dancing.
You're not a dancer.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not a dancer at all.
You should have done
pole
this.
dancer,
You should
but
have
not
done
a
this.
done this on the podcast a long time ago.
Don't feed that BS into his head. He's not a dancer. You should have been doing this from the get-go. This is your passion right here.
Yeah,
this is something that you have to do. What's up, Doc?
All day, I hear it.
Right? But this is, dancing wasn't your thing, but you fell in love with it.
Oh, yeah. I
But
mean,
that's not who you are.
No. I'm not. I'll say it. I'm not the greatest dancer in the world, but guess where I was as far as our, I guess our politics go.
Yeah.
I was in the front row. And to us at the time, if you guys don't know,
Yeah,
if you're in the
front
front
row
row
was like-
in Sialsi's class, that means to us, I
To
can't
us.
say
Yeah,
it for
not to
Sialsi,
you,
for to me, that meant you know what the fuck you're doing. You can do it well,
And
you there's people watching
Yeah,
now.
there's-
And so when I made it to that spot, I don't know if Salsi knows this, but man, it meant the world to me. It did.
That's it.
It had to. It had
Of
to
course
mean
it did.
something.
Let's let the audience in on a special secret. Special shout out to Ray McCleary. Thank you
Yeah.
for donating that $100 to Siassi's Starbucks fund back in the day to get Dom to the front of the line.
It was charity.
Wow.
I was gonna get mad at you for a second, like, fuck out of here, but yeah.
Wow.
Whether I earned it or not, that's up to Salsi to say. But I made it. I was there. You know what I mean? And I did it.
And that was a big accomplishment to get in that front line.
What I watch and I watch people respond to, even though you're such a sparky individual, at that moment, that joy that you had doing or being who you are is what attracted people to you. And I understood that if I can just get you to calm down a little bit and dance your way and enjoy yourself all the way to the front, that people would follow you.
That being in the front calmed me way down in a sense because I'm like, there's people watching. And it solidified it when one of the dancers, Capono, he said in one of the Kava nights or something, he goes, I want to dance like Dominic. Once he said that, and I heard it in my ears, I mean, I don't think you can hear it any other way, right? Once I heard it, I think I heard it through my nostril. But once I heard that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They're watching me.
That's it.
Not just Sialsi. Like, I was always worried about Sialsi watching me. I'm like, there's 16 other people watching me that, now it has to be
K-Boys.
perfect.
That's it.
It can't be anything short of.
But
Because if it was, they are going to be imperfect. Then the group is not perfect.
That's it.
Then it's on me. It's on
That's it.
Rich and it's on Seku.
But you should have seen the way that you started acting. For some period of time, you actually you calmed down. And so when people was able to watch you and learn from you. Yeah. And then once in a while, you do your own thing.
Yeah, the coin will flip and
Yeah.
you fucking
Spaz out. Yeah.
Right? But then that's what people enjoyed about you. 'cause
Yeah.
When you got on the dance floor, you became that person.
Yeah.
When you got out of it and outside, you became
This
the other
person.
Yeah. And I've always admired you, and I want to thank you here on the show officially for not just not letting me just stop all of that nonsense. Because when it was on stage time, you were like, well, now it's time to be Dominic. Now it's time for energy. Now you get to crank it all the way up. As much as 10, fuck a 10. Go to 15 if you wanted to. And I was allowed to. And I almost looked to Salsi like, is that okay? Did I? And Salsi's like looking at the sky and just like, that's just Dominic. That's just how he is.
Let me tell you a little bit about that and why I saw what I saw in you. And you reminded me of myself. I told you that before.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when I was dancing for Uncle Mark, that's exactly who I was. I was 25. Yeah. And I put all of my energy inside of the dance floor. When I was outside, when it was break time, it was time for me. The Sialsi, the dancer, and the Sialsi, the other person, I became that outside. So when I saw you do exactly what you did, it brought joy to me because I got to saw you as a mirror.
Yeah, it was a
Holy
mirror
shit.
image.
Wow.
I saw
Thank you.
that
That's
as a mirror.
That's a
and
great
that's why
compliment. Oh my
and
goodness.
And that's why I would turn my head a lot of times because I'm on fire. Even though I'm standing here, but I'm living in the moment on your happiness.
Yeah. Wow. That is a great compliment. Thank you.
Woo! Let's not get that to your head.
I'll give you 100.
Wait. Let's not get that to your head and be like,
I'll give you your Starbucks card later.
I'm coming back.
No. I'm not going back.
Well, you know what I hear? You know what I heard? Kaleo Onalani needs me. Needs Big Daddy to come back.
Calm down.
I'm
Calm
taking
down.
that briefcase you're handed to Siasu.
Yeah.
Underneath the table. I'm taking that.
I'll give you your Starbucks card later. Thanks for
That's what I heard.
Wow.
Hey, that's
Big
what I heard.
Head Dominic Alvarez.
No.
What I heard.
What is that? Hey, are you gonna believe your ears or my ears?
Did you hear it out of his mouth or his eye?
Oh man. Oh hell
Wow.
no. So basically, I'm Siaosi.
Wow.
Siasu, that's what you put it into the
We're all screwed. We're all screwed.
runs its own equations. So out of this world math that gets calculated in that.
Wow.
And it comes to 111%.
He bags his brain in there somehow. And this is what gets regurgitated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's shake his head up a little
Oh
bit.
my God. It all makes sense now, guys. It makes so much sense.
Now
Siaosi
he's gonna
hated
tell
me
all the boys, you know
because
what
he
Siaosi
loved
said?
me. He hated me and
Wow.
loved me because I was him.
Wow.
And
That's
this
why
is
we
great.
hate you and we love you.
Siaosi manifested himself as a Mexican that did hula dancing.
That portrayed a Hawaiian.
That's terrible.
Wait a minute. You're Mexican? All this time I thought you're Polynesian.
Lie.
We'll get it back here. We'll make sure everybody understands. I think he was really talking about the passion that he had. There was this
a little
passionate part of
clarification there.
Siazi that he saw in you because he approached the dance floor the same exact way with that furious passion. Once he hits it, that's where he was. That was in his mind. Nothing else existed. And he said, you're not Siaosi. I mean, there's only one of those guys. There's only one Dominic, too.
Yeah, I disagree with all that.
Pour a John Levin shot.
Yeah, you're going to do me a favor. Go give Big Daddy a beer and you stay on the couch.
For a moment that the white guy was onto something.
Are you going to pour shots or?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Your
He was
fucking job
really.
is to pour Big Daddy some shots and give me a beer. I don't want your fucking philosophy here. You're taking away from me now, okay? I don't allow that shit on my show. That's some bullshit.
I saw you hide the other microphone when the door opened, just so you knew that I would have to share this one with you.
Oh wow.
Oh man. Oh, see, those are the good times. Those are the good times that we've had and was under your tutelage. Whether you saw it.
What?
Tutelage. What's the Tongan word? For tutelage?
He has the vocabulary toilet paper, so he
Gotcha.
Toilet
Tutu.
you know.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, that's not in Tongan phrase. Okay. When you was with me, you was okay. Is that under your thing?
That's me at 25.
Okay, shit. But no, just under your watch. Is that better? Dude, these relationships and this comedy and just trust, it all developed. And it was so much fun. And here's a funny story, too, that I think we told you, but I'll tell it officially. Rich could tell it better. I'll just tell you the nutshell version. So one night we were in San Jose, I think, and we're all getting dressed and getting ready. And you were like, where the hell do you guys think you're going? We're like, well, we're adults here. We're like in our 20s.
We're grown-ass men.
I think
we're fucking
I think it
grown
was
men.
Merced.
Yeah,
I think it was
no,
Merced.
Merced was still like a teenager.
it was
like San Jose or something like
San
that.
Jose.
Maybe Long Beach or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But we're in the hotel, and you're like, where the fuck do you guys think you're going? We're like, dude, we're 21. Yeah, come on.
no,
We're
that's
going out. We're going
Ehulama.
out, man.
Yeah,
We're like, we're going out. Get out of the way, you old man. And then you were like, get back in there.
You shoved us back in that
you were
fucking
like,
room.
get back in there
And
get
make
some
your
rest.
fucking
Make your
costume.
costumes, get some rest. And you were like,
And you sat outside the door.
So we're like, dude, this guy's a dick. All right, just give him 5. Give him 5.
He'll
We'll
leave.
go back to his room. Because you were notorious for purposely getting a hotel room way away from us. Like, he would buy it on the highest floor, well away from us. Just no one can get a hold of this guy. Hey, we have a question for Siaosi. Where is he? Not answering his phone. His big ass Nextel VCR phone. That was the most
The Jurassic Park
You were
phone?
the coolest guy ever, but you had a VCR in your hand. That fucking that's why we like talk shit about you. You were like, yeah, the phone. But no, so so we're like, give him 5-10 minutes, he'll go away. Someone peeked out in like the eye hole or something like that. You were sitting
With your Starbucks.
outside, with your Starbucks, talking to somebody else at our door, sitting there. And we're like, guys, he's not moving. So what do we do? So
We waited it out.
The patios were really close. They were probably about 2 feet in distance. But we were on the 5th floor. Now, 2 feet, 50 feet up is a huge gap.
Wow.
Trust me, that's 50 feet up. So we were like, all right, we can just skip to like the girls' room and leave to the hallway. Because one of the girls' room was adjacent to the hallway to where you can just dip. And you would never see in a million years. So we were like, do it. So Raymond was the only guy that actually did it. And we were like, me and Rich, scared of heights. We're like, hey, I'm coming, man. Right now. So we were
And me and
shivering.
Sega were like, nah, I ain't
Yeah,
fucking
so
take
we were
that
like,
shit.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it. So Ray comes back. He's like, you guys are a bunch of pussies. And all these just, I'm like, dude. So guess what we did? In spite of you, we made our costumes. That's what we did. Yeah, we just to hate you. We finished them well beyond what we should have. Yeah, so we've had some great times together, man. It's so can I ask you now? You are in a very healthy state of mind. You're in a different state of mind to when because you guys just heard it on the show when he downshifted. That was the CLC I'm actually comfortable with. I was like, yeah, that's what that's what I know. Yeah. And then you shifted back up, and I was like, I'm gonna say shit in front of him, Mike. Is that okay? Because he normally says don't cuss, but I'm like, it's my house. But it's his house, right?
You're a grown ass girl.
Yeah, I'm grown ass woman. But no, so with this you're in a very healthy mentality as of late. You've been taking jujitsu. You've taken another class to like, I guess, evolve. I guess the word I'm
basically
trying to use.
it's more of a self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
Yeah.
So what do you discover then? Like, what is it they help you discover then?
Well, it's going back and figuring out who I am and how I became to be that person that I am. Does that make sense?
Yes, but like I wanted like.
I'm going to take your phone and I'm going to throw it away.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No,
Give it to me.
when you self-discover...
I'm going to become daddy right now. Hey,
shit.
let Big Daddy have your phone.
The real Big Daddy.
The real Big Daddy.
You're just a mirror.
No, so like that is tremendous. Again, you're taking another step that you're a white belt again, a figurative white belt, and it's so the self-discovery thing. What is there to self-discover? I mean, you're pretty well established. Well, let's just give you credit here. You're an owner, or let's just call it what it is. You own your own business, very successful. You're Kumu at a very provocative and very just respected halal or dance studio, a hula group. Mm-hmm. What more could be discovered from already accomplishment?
Wow. Imagine that I lived my life with my hands tied behind my back.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah, that's
knowing
hold
on. Growing up with you, I don't believe that for 1 second.
Just imagine that I lived my life with both of my hands tied behind my back because of the way I was taught and the way that I lived and the way that I was brought up. So I lived my life only teaching what I already knew and what I was taught. So that's all I know up until I was 45. Shit. And so when I had my surgery and I came back and going flatline, coming back from a flatline.
Whoa, I didn't know
and
that.
And then, so coming back from that. So coming back from that and getting back into life, living life again in 6 months after my surgery and going back into the world of living, I realized that I wasn't really living because I was only living what I already know how to do.
See, and that's a problem that I have that I'm trying to let my kids understand was back in my day, it was dare to keep kids off drugs, the white picket fence, you marry, you have a boy, you have a girl, and you get a good income, go to college, all that. But
the cliche.
But yeah, and it never sat with me. And you know me.
Yeah.
That kind of conformity never sat with me. I'm like, why? Why can't I just do just what I want to do? Is that okay? And that's what I'm hearing here. Like, it's like you were basically vomiting what you were taught. You were just regurgitating.
That's it.
And you didn't discover any of this.
No.
This was pounded into your head.
Into my head.
And then now it was wrong if you thought otherwise.
But my take too. What I'm hearing is, I'm using my ears too, like you were talking about earlier. Because I guess that's how you.
I use my
listen.
nostrils.
Oh yeah. I'm trying. I'm working on that part. Not when I'm this close to you though. But because it doesn't help me think, man.
Well, you guys cannot see what he's doing, and he's doing one of these levels.
Bedroom eyes. This is how I have 3 kids.
Now I really forgot what I was going to go with that.
That's what. See,
Just sit your ass back on the couch.
Bedroom eyes. I put you in a trance with bedroom eyes, and I remind you, I'm not disgusting. I'm not 5'5".
That's why you forgot.
Okay, I remembered. I think that he's also saying like his eyes were open and he appreciates all the lessons and everything and what he was able to give, the world, but he realized that the world's just it's unlimited, really. Yeah. I mean, from a standpoint.
There's more that we can do for the world than what we've been taught.
Especially someone like you. Especially someone like you that has, I have potential. Mike does, Trevor does, everybody does. But that's a different level of potential because of the people you've touched in the past, even though they were the teachings that you didn't maybe now necessarily agree with. You have touched so many people on a positive note and just a positive level, and whether it be physically with your business or mentally through hula or whatever. Now you have so much potential, especially with this self-discovery stuff. And I think that's super cool, especially from someone like a mentor that goes, I ain't done yet. I have so much more to learn and so much more to give.
Basically, there's so much more to life than just doing what we think we're doing, and what we think we're doing is right. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, are you going to change your kids' world simply by what you're doing? What is the outcome of what your kids are going to be doing if you do exactly what you're doing for the next 5 years? Where will your kids be? Where will you be in the next 5 years? Yeah? Let's not even go that far. Where will you be in the next 6 months if you do exactly what you're doing and you're comfortable where you're at? Yeah. Where will you be in the next 5 months, 5 to 6 months?
See,
how can you make an impact on your kids simply by you doing exactly the same thing? How have you taught your children doing exactly what you're doing exactly what your mom and dad has taught you?
Yeah.
How can you move forward with that?
Yeah, conformity is going to be it's so funny that how conformity will find its way. It doesn't matter what culture, race, gender, it doesn't matter. Because I did something very unusual, which was Polynesian dancing. Not everybody really does. That's a very, very small percentage of outsiders doing Polynesian dancing besides Polynesians. No. Or even half Polynesians, you know what I mean? Super small.
No.
You don't think so?
Let me just give you an example.
Okay.
This is how... we're talking about the percentage of Pacific Islanders that actually participate in Polynesian dancing.
Sure, yeah, education time.
We're talking about maybe 1%, not even more than 1%.
Really?
Less than 1%. Give you an example. If you go to PIFA and you get to sit and watch 70,000 people walk up and down and see 1,000 performers, you'll probably get 5, maybe 5. Except one exception of the Samoan community.
I was going to say,
but you see every group. How many are there?
Yeah,
maybe one. Okay, maybe a half, maybe a quarter.
Yeah.
But the percent of those that are dancing are outsiders.
Yeah.
Yep. They're the one that's actually doing the work for Polynesia to keep Polynesia alive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They are the one. You guys were part of that and still a part of that kept Polynesia up here with the world.
Well, not if you tell me I'm a terrible dancer, man. Fuck you. I don't want to keep that shit alive anymore. Let the lazy Polynesians do it then, goddammit.
He gave you a great compliment though, and on that point, as an outsider from the outside perspective, I'm kind of the only white guy, and it was a lot tougher to, get assimilated into the group. We've been there.
He was initiated.
Shows, yeah. Knowing Siassi and, being, a white islander at heart, or being able to bond deep as a part of the brotherhood and the respect and being respected, amongst great friends. It was real difficult, and rightfully. I appreciate the. He made you guys work hard too. At practice, I didn't go through that. I watched you guys, and I was drinking my coffee, and, doing my thing. I was like, yeah.
Let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you about this. God damn it! There was one night. I don't know if it was off season, on season. We were one of the rare groups that we didn't have an off season. We had 1 week break. Of 365 days of just dancing and bettering ourselves and as a group. 1 week. We had 1 week after every major show, which was we had about 3 to 4 major shows a year. Yeah. We get 1 week break. That's it. No off season because it was conditioning, and I think rightfully so. Now that I think again, hindsight 2020, but let me tell you what this motherfucker did, man. One night. Just to prove a point, I'm not going to say what it is because whatever. 2,500 squats.
Oh, she knows.
Okay, fine.
She knows.
Whatever.
Beast.
We did normal squats with your legs together. We did sumo squats with your legs apart. Leg lifts, whatever you want to say it all is. 2,500 of them. CrossFitters don't do that. Okay? The most respected mixed martial artists don't do that.
That's why my legs still look good.
Yeah, my legs still look good.
Whoa. According to who?
Did you want to check them out?
Have you seen yourself in the mirror lately? Nothing about your eyebrows.
You can do some squats,
Wow.
According to the Pillsbury Doughboy, I look pretty fucking good. All right? Go fuck yourself.
Just because you squat for quarter pounders now doesn't mean that there was...
Sit your ass on the couch, man. What the fuck?
Out of here. What did I tell you? Did I say Big Daddy wanted a shot? Shit.
We still waiting for shots.
I'm still waiting for my shots of beer, man.
Wow,
man. No, good times. We could do this all night. You guys don't understand how Sialsi, whether he knows about the stories now or, he was just being a good teacher and just being a good example of what a good teacher should be. And, man, the shenanigans that went behind your back.
Wow. And it's crazy. Before I joined the group, I was dancing with another group. Yeah. And it was 1A Hula Mile. And Richard, Alpha, all you guys were parlaying. And I was like, damn, they're having a great time. But I was with my group at the time. And they were like, you cannot go to that group. You cannot socialize yourself with that group. Because they were just those kind of people. Yeah. And they were very snooty about it. And I'm like, what? Richard's my friend from high school. Yeah. Alpha's my friend from high school. These are cool people. And I can't go over there. So as the years gone by, this group looked down on Kaleo, and I was just like, what? So finally I removed myself from that group and I started dancing with Richard on the side at school, and then he was like, yo, come dance with me, at Kaleo. And I was like, all right. And you told me, hey, did you talk to your Kumu? I was like, that's done. Yeah. I'm coming to your group. And then I saw the inner workings, and it's a phenomenal group. You taught me, I knew the movements and how to do a certain movement in my other group, but you broke it down history wise, and you gave us the history behind what we're dancing for, what movements we're doing. And it changed, my life as a dancer,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was
I respect you for that. And I love you for that because, Yeah.
Let me just go back to what you're talking about, the other group. Yeah. Every director has the way of teaching. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean that they're wrong in what they do. It's just the way that they've been taught. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody has their own protocols and how to be and how to keep the group together. Yeah. And it's just, we just did ours a little bit different. We allowed people to just have a great time.
Yeah.
And so we weren't strict about what we're doing. We were strict about the dancing.
We were strict at certain times.
The dancing part of it.
Okay.
But other than that, you can come and go as you please.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thing with me, was allowing people to choose who they want to be with, and not limit people to just one group, because we always believe in that knowledge is taught in different schools.
Exactly.
And so that's why the doors are
too,
always changing.
Yeah,
And people grow, and you learn that one repetitive, routine, and you're like, I feel like I need more.
right. That
And
glass
that's
ceiling
where you
becomes,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
you're like, either I go beyond, I shatter the glass ceiling, or I have, or I just stay here.
Yeah, well, that all came from when I started dancing with Uncle Mark. That's what things switched for me. He was the inspiration for me, and the way that he taught, and the way he taught class, and his vision was what got me going. Before then, I've danced for my wife, and I danced for Auntie Esther, and it was great. I had a great time, and I had a great time learning the very basics. But it just happened that when I went to Uncle Mark and saw the way his passion towards his singing and his passion towards his teaching, because when you sit down and you actually sit and watch that man do what he does best, he grabs you by the ears and he pulls you here, he pulls you to him, and then he says, go out there and change yourself and change the world, and do that with your feelings and your passion on the floor.
And dude, that's exactly what you taught us as well, because we
Definitely
did
trickled down.
Yeah, I have this whenever I danced any time. I never expected first place ever, because your whole philosophy was make them turn their heads and then you get off stage. And there was, I think, almost 100% of the time after we were done, you were just like disappeared, because you're like, they're done. And when the award goes to Chelsea, and it's like, where the fuck is Chelsea? You're like, and I think like that was you did your job, because you're like, dude, we're done. Like, what more do you want? We did our dance. We turned the heads. What more?
Like I said, it was the teaching. It was Uncle Mark's teaching that you were the trophy, and I owe him all that.
Yeah.
Damn right,
Because
I'm a trophy.
He a lot. No, you're just a little.
You're the
sprinkle.
thanks for participating trophy.
So,
Damn
Put that trophy back in your shirt.
Yeah. Put that
So
trophy
it is-
back in your pants.
so in his teaching,
that one.
that the people that I worked with day and night are the trophies.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that's so crazy.
When we get on the stage and we do our part, it's your time to shine. As a dancer, it's your time. If I was to come back in, this is my interpretation of his teaching.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to come back in and do my bows, then I'm taking the light away from the dancers that actually did all the work on the floor.
Dude, that is. See, I wish a lot of people would have that mentality in any perspective of their life, whether it be business, dancing, martial arts, whatever. If they really do believe in their teachings the same way you did, then they would allow the rightful people to shine.
Well, my teacher was strong with that, and he believed it so much that he actually followed through with everything.
Yeah.
And so I had to do the same thing, only because that's my interpretation of him doing that. And so with that, it made me a stronger individual, because I had to stand up for you guys and not for myself.
Yeah.
It
you
became
stood
not
up
about
to
me.
stand right back down. You were just
Yes.
like, yep, here it is. Do with it what you will. And the one thing I've always applauded you and Uncle Mark, especially with the similar teachings, is evolution. You guys always tried to evolve hula. You know what I mean? Polynesian dancing, but I think I'll just say for me, hula. And we, from what I heard through the grapevine, whether it's true or not, I don't know. You can confirm or deny, whatever. I heard we pissed a lot of people off in our time through my 8 years of consistent 8 years, that we weren't rubbing the people the right way with a couple of things, because we did it our way.
Yeah, we stepped out of the traditional.
And traditional hula's fine. Like, I'm all for preservation, but that's all it'll ever be is forever preserving. Now, you can forever preserve, or you can evolve it and take it to a new level. If you take it to a new level, it catches new eyes, it catches new waves, it catches new everything.
Both positive and negative.
Yes, yeah. You have to take the good with the bad. But we still have rudimentary hula. Straight up, old school Kahiko hula. We never forgot it. We practiced it for 30 minutes a day straight. Yeah. As in, see, you guys, 30 minutes, that's nothing. Do our 30 minutes. Guarantee you're going to cripple. And then not only do our 30 minutes or hour, whatever it was, and then do the squats. And then work on the number.
And actually,
you know what I mean? So we never forgot rudimentary hula. We just did it our way. Try to evolve hula. And I think that's where you and Uncle Mark thrive, and you guys are hated on in the hula community. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not political like that. I mean, it's all hearsay. Yeah. You know, take it with a grain of salt, all tongue in cheek, whatever cliche you want to say. But that's how I felt, and that's what I believe in still.
Well, like I said, going back to the way I was taught and the way my interpretation of what I was taught is that make people turn their head, make people think, is that the way it should be or the way it ought to be?
Wow.
Yeah. Once again, that's my interpretation of what I've learned. You can keep it the way it is, or maybe it should be this way because that's the way it was. Maybe. But once again, this is a Tongan guy talking about moving hula forward.
But you have, the way you do hula, talk about hula, and express yourself with hula, you might as well be Hawaiian or old school, like, you know, I own land in Hawaiian, you know what I mean? Like,
let's not go that far.
Yeah. Not Mark Zuckerberg far, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. Please don't hit me. I haven't heard you talk about Tonga or any of its traditions with so much passion and vigor than you do hula
because
or Hawaiian
culture.
Same. Okay.
Culture is culture.
Yeah.
We live it and we interpret it differently, but we all live for the same thing. Love, admiration,
boobies.
Well, you already have two, so you don't have to worry about that.
Excuse me, I can bench 225. I can bench 225 twice. These aren't boobs, these are fucking muscles.
Those are boobs.
Doesn't matter.
Sports bra, baby.
Support is support. Don't wear underwear then.
Wow. But we go back to culture. All it doesn't matter where you live and where you're born. We all search for the same thing, which we all want to love. We all want to respect. We all want to do things for each other. We all want to protect our families. That's culture too. Yeah. We have an interpretation of what we do because we come from different areas and we do things a little bit different. But at the end, we as human beings strive for the same thing.
Right.
We just want to be loved. We just want to be respected. We just want to be left alone or let me into your world. That's the difference. That's what culture is to me.
Yeah. I think that's a great interpretation.
Great answer.
Yeah. I think, you know, and I mean, I don't think people that are listening, I don't think they appreciate what I appreciate as of right now in this room, you know, because it's not only my friend, it's my mentor. It's just this person that's been with me for more than half my life and very influential, you know, and I think this should be taken not lightly at all. You know what I mean? This is all fun and it's a fun podcast and it's just to just to connect with old school friends and talk about good stories. But man, if you guys can't learn from that, you're an idiot. Yeah, you can't. You have to hear the words and you have to feel them. You have to feel this. You have to understand that this is coming from a real person and that's been flatlined. You know, that's insane. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm scared to even go near that. You know what I mean? But you've been to the other side and you came back and lots of love, lots of just everything that could be positive surrounding you. And you came back and still to this day, it's still very influential and you still want to learn.
Got to learn.
You have to.
You have to learn.
A special shout out for you guys on your touching subject there. This is for everybody here, though. I'm especially from an outsider perspective, like what Siase was saying earlier. You know, it's almost like pulling teeth to get people to be part of a tradition and a piece of the culture to dance, to tell the story, because you really tell a story and a history through your dance. And it's important for outsiders like me and the millions of other people to hear that and to see that. And when you tell the story with such passion and you tell your history with such, passion and motivation towards that, it seeps into the audience and to even the dancers behind you, which are all covered in this topic. And, it's important to keep that alive. And it's really the inspiration for things like Moana. And
Moana.
Moana.
Can we get that? Can we get that YouTube of that guy talking about Moana?
That Caucasian.
Moana. Can you grab that up, please? Moana.
Mona. You on the
Mona.
Come on now.
Moana.
Hey.
Sure.
Put his hat back on.
I was gonna say, out of all this passion talk, out of all this respect for Seattle, you sure that's not you getting thrown through a fucking fence that's talking?
And shaved eyebrows.
Shaving eyebrows and all that shit, talking.
Whoa.
True warrior gets up from that and still his chest in front of
Amen.
You're welcome.
Dude, okay, so dude, let's take a break. I gotta pee so bad. We'll take a break. We'll do a part 2 of this. I'm loving where this is going, but let's just take a break real quick. Okay, I'll pause it. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to this week's episode. Once again, this is part 1 of 2. I would like to thank Flow Roll Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for sponsoring the show. You can catch them at 852 Jackman Street in El Cajon. Flow Roll Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA on Facebook, and at Flow Roll BJJ on Instagram. I would like to thank Sialsi for coming by and doing the show. You can find him rawmanafitness.com, and you can find him on Instagram at rawmanafit. Thanks for listening. Catch next week's episode where we bring you part 2 with Sialsi Verimao. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. You can get a hold of us at mod4up@gmail.com. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit us up at mod4up. And you can actually listen to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Again, at mod4up. Go ahead and look us up. Share, like, follow, subscribe, all of that. Anywhere that's somewhere you can find us. And I'll catch you cats later.